Boomplaas is special. Let me put it that way.
Honestly, my experience so far has been amazing. I feel like this has been a watershed in my life because in such short time of only 7 weeks, I evolved not only as an archaeologist, but also as a person.
This is a very incredible project, and I'm so honored to be part of it. And I'm so honored to meet different students from different places and learning from each and every one of them.
The opportunity to be around so many professionals and people who are excelling both in their field and in their education has been so inspiring for me.
I did my PhD research on the stone tools from Boomplaas Cave, and what motivated me to come back and re-excavate the site was realizing that there were a lot of research questions that remained unanswered about the relationship between humans, their environments, and their technologies at the site.
Boomplaas stands out in the fact that it is the only published cave that we have an inland record of archaeological data. When it comes to the deposits we have here in Boomplaas Cave, in terms of flora, in terms of fauna remains, in terms of the transition between the final MSA to the early LSA periods, it shows those significant periods in human evolutionary history. And that is why it's so significant, not only the South African, but archaeology of the world at large.
The original excavations in the 1970s by Hilary Deacon and his team pioneered methods of sort of gridding the site out, piece plotting artifacts, flotation of excavated materials, recovering the tiniest of fractions of organic and inorganic materials, and then putting those all together into a multi-dimensional story about the ancient human lifeways and the environments of the ancient people who lived here.
I appreciate how meticulous the excavation process is and the recording process and all of the post-excavation lab work that occurs here.
The combination of frequent photos taken of mid-strats, etc., this is a lot more precise in what exactly we're plotting in with total stations.
And everything that does not get plotted gets put into the bucket, and then we float it, which means it goes through a 3mm and a 1.5mm sieve, and we get to see exactly how much fauna, microfauna, lithics, even the small microlithics are at the site at different layers.
At this site, we have thousands and thousands of 3D points that record every location of every artifact and fossil that we found so far.
I had the opportunity to learn how to use a total station, how to clean lithics, how to code lithics, how to catalog and sort archaeological findings, how to sort microfauna bones, how to excavate, something that I've never did before, so I'm very happy with the results and everything that I'm learning here.
Boomplaas was always a training ground for young archaeologists, and I think it's really important for us to continue using the site as a training ground for students. It's a large cave, we have lots of space for people to work, and we have an excavation method that allows students to learn in a very sort of gentle and user-friendly way how to excavate a very complicated cave sequence like the one we have here. So all in all, I think Boomplaas is the perfect place for student training, and that's why we do so much of it.
I feel like I learn a lot more by doing rather than just sitting and watching a lecture in the classroom, or even watching a video about being in the field. Just learning by doing is how I feel like I'm learning.
Personally, my interest is on the African Stone Age, and being part of this group, it has been really a thought-provocative opportunity for me to see how archaeological field work should be done in other parts of Africa, and considering the delicacy of African Stone Age records.
I mainly specialize in cultural heritage and cultural heritage law. So coming here to Boomplaas, it's been very interesting to see how the excavation's been managed, and I think mostly in my study it focuses on what negatives can come from excavation, poor archaeology, and that's just not what I've been seeing here at all. Everything is so meticulous and well organized and well managed. I think that the Homer methodology in Boomplaas can really be an example for the field for how to do your due diligence when excavating, especially in a country that, that I don't call home, how to be respectful of the cultural belongings that are coming out of the ground and to think about the cultural significance and the people behind those objects.
The point of the team has always been to bring in people who are interested in everything, people who can do everything, and to encourage diversity, critical thinking, and I really appreciate that.
Here at Boomplaas, I've had the opportunity to work on the microfauna. And if you don't know what microfauna are, think like rats, bats, shrews, voles, moles. And these little critters are great environmental indicators at a really small local scale. It's been really cool to kind of see how the modern owl pellet assemblage compares to the archaeological assemblage.
Beside my own work, I study zoo archaeology, so I have a lot of focus on fauna remains. But I also got a chance to involve in a ochre project. So they did their experimental things at here, and they also do a lot of survey for the ochre and for the rock art. I got a chance to involve in this, and I also learned how to identify ochres.
My study will be focusing on the tracing of the origins of human social cooperation. I was able to conduct an experiment at the field school where I was testing how much powder I'll be able to produce in 10 minutes using 2 different techniques.
The field school is contributing so much to my master's. This is the beginning, and I must say, if I haven't started here, it wasn't going to be very easy for me to proceed with this master's. So it has really contributed a lot.
We have a very diverse and interdisciplinary team. People coming from all over the world with all types of backgrounds, educational experience, and career interests, which I think is very valuable because everyone on the team is bringing in a different perspective. And I think that everyone here also has a collaborative spirit, both on the field, in the lab, and in leisure.
I'd like to give a shout out to the MAP CRM team, who have been ultimately supportive and have facilitated learning for all the students who are involved here. And they are absolute professionals, and we love to have them here every year.
It's good to have new students here that are willing to learn and are excited about archaeology, which is always good because we get pretty used to doing it every year, all the time. But to be able to actually teach them and help them learn, it's quite exciting for them to then take that knowledge and use it and create papers and teach more people, essentially.
It feels great. It's a great feeling to be a mentor because of it's like more a privilege than, I would say it's more than a privilege.
I've grown so much as a researcher and a scientist being a part of this project, and really looking forward to the next many, many years of working here.
Kokoshani!